Welcome back to our channel, and in this video we have an exciting video for all the aspiring programmers out there. And in this video we will be discussing the top 10 object oriented programming interview question that you must know. So if you are preparing for a programming interview or simply want to brush up on your OOPS concept, then this video is perfect for you. And before moving ahead with this video, if you are new to my channel and you haven't subscribed it yet, so please do subscribe our channel for more tech contents. So without wasting more time, let's deep dive into this video. So friends, in this video we will be uncovering the top 10 OOPS concept, OOPS interview question that an interviewer asks on a regular basis. And I'm also sharing my experience and the question that I have faced during my interview. So let's get started. So the first question that we can expect from this topic is what is OOPS and why it is so important. So basically, friends, OOPS is nothing but a programming paradigm that revolves around the concept of object, and in the name itself, it is written like object-oriented programming. So we can assume key everything is represented in the form of object in OOPS, like object-oriented programming. So basically what it does, so it organizes our code into object that represents the real world entities. Also it encapsulates data and behavior, and it also promotes modularity, reusability, scalability in software development. We will see what these terms means in the upcoming minute. And the next is like it is like a bit crucial because it allows for better code organization and enhance the code readability and facilitates easier maintenance and extension of application. So this is like these are the features that it provides. That's why it is so important, and that's why it is asked in many of the interviewers. So this is what we are we have to understand. And the next question is, and I guess this is the very important question that must ask in any of the interviews that is related with the programming or software development. So the this question is like, what are the four fundamental principles of OOPS? So basically, friends, the four fundamental principles of OOPS are like encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction. So let's see the brief idea about what they are. So encapsulation is basically the process of bundling data and methods together within a class. So if I tell you in more detail, so it is basically like hiding internal implementation details and providing a clean interface for interacting with the object. So that is basically encapsulation, and we can I can give you an example of this in like a capsule which contains all the chemicals and all the antibiotics, medicine inside a cover. So that is basically encapsulating all the like implementation, all is its details inside a cover. So that is meaning of encapsulation. And the second one is inheritance. So inheritance is basically inheriting the properties from its parent or from its existing ones and creating a new class from it. So that is basically inheritance, like the derived class to inherit properties and behavior from its parent class. So that is what inheritance mean. And the second and the third one is polymorphism. So polymorphism is basically a concept by which we can perform a single action in different ways, because the name poly means we have multiple ways to do this particular task. So this is what the polymorphism means. And we can also say like polymorphism allows object of different classes to be treated as object of a common subclass, and it enables method to be overridden in a derived class, providing different implementation based on the object type. So this is polymorphism. And the fourth one is abstraction. So basically it focuses on representing essential features without including unnecessary details. So it says only those features would be displayed to the user or would be displayed uh, to the user or a person and the rest of the unnecessary things are hidden to it. And also it allows programmer to create abstract classes and interfaces that define common characteristic and behaviors for related objects. So these are the like the four pillars of OOPS, and the next question that we can yes. So the third question is, what is the difference between class and object? So this is also an important question that reflects you the depth of understanding related with this concept. So if you know this question, if you know the answer of this question, then that reflects how much understanding, how much you're understanding about this particular uh, concept. So basically, a class is nothing but a blueprint for creating object, and it defines the properties and behavior that object of that class will possess. So, and the object is nothing but it is an instance of a class, and it represents a specific entity created based on the class blueprint with its own set of you can say unique property values and the ability to perform action defined by the class. So I can give you example, like for example, we have a student class, and there are multiple entities, like a student can have its roll number, can have his address, can have his like the age and his phone number and the subject that he has chosen. So these are the entities or the attributes, you can say, or we can say in more programming term, we can say it's instance variable. So these are the instance variable of a particular student, of a student class. Basically it representing the whole group of student. So every student has its a specific roll number, has its age, has a phone number, has address. So this is a student class entities, or we can say the attributes. And when suppose a new student coming up and coming and take admission in the school, so for example we have to create a separate object of that particular student. So for example we can create student, and then then we have to write the name of the object. So we can write like a new student, let's say. So student, new student equals to new, and then we have to write the student and then parenthesis bracket. So in this way we can create the object of a student with a name called new student. So that is the way we have to create, we can create the object of a particular class. And the next question is, what is the purpose of this keyword in OOPS concept? So basically, this is also a very important question, and I encountered this question in my Deloitte interview. So the this keyword refers to the current instance of a class, and it is used to differentiate between instance variable and local variable when they have the same name. So the this keyword helps in accessing and modifying instance variable within method, constructor, or any other member function of a class. What is constructor, we will see in the later part of this video. So this is what this keyword mean. So we are generally used to differentiate between instance variable and local variable when they have the same name. So this is the meaning of this keyword in object oriented programming. And the next question is, what is the difference between inheritance and composition? So this is not that much popular question, but yes, if you know this, then you have you have a good understanding of this. So basically, composition and inheritance are two ways of achieving code reusability in OOPS concept. Composition is basically a relationship between classes where one class contains an instance of another class as a member variable, and it represents a has a relationship where the containing class is composed of another class. And in the other hand, inheritance is a relationship between classes where one class inherits property and behaviors from another class. So it represents a is a relationship where the derived class inherits from a base or a parent class. So in short, we can say inheritance supports is a relationship and composition represents a has a relationship. Yes, so inheritance is basically deriving the properties or inheriting the properties from a base or a parent class. And in case of composition, it is just a relationship between classes where one class contains an instance of another class as a member variable. So this is the answer of this question, like what is the difference between inheritance and composition. So let's move on to the other question also. So the sixth question is, what is method overriding? And yes, friends, this is the question that I have faced uh, in my Cognizant interview. So what is the answer of method overriding? So method overriding is basically a feature in object-oriented programming that allows a subclass to provide a different implementation of a method that is already defined in its subclass. So it is basically just a feature of object-oriented programming to implement a function or implement a method that is already defined in the superclass. So we have to just provide a different implementation of that already defined function of that superclass in our subclass. So that is the meaning of method overriding. And method overriding is used to achieve polymorphism and to customize behavior specific to the subclass. So that is method overriding. And the second question is, what is method overloading? So it is also like it is used to achieve polymorphism. So basically, it is also a feature in OOPS concept that allows multiple methods to have the same name but with different parameters. So there is a constraint which we need to keep in mind. What is the real meaning of method overloading? Sorry. So method overloading allows to have to create multiple methods to have the same name but with the different parameters. Like if I give you example, for example, if I'm creating a function, creating a method of addition of two numbers, so I will pass x and y as a parameter in my add function, and I will return x plus y. But if I want to add the sum, or if I have to calculate the sum of three numbers, then I have to pass three variables as a parameter in my add function. So it will be like public int and then the name of the function. For example, in this case we have add. So add, and then in the parenthesis I have to pass three parameters over there, and then I will return x plus y plus z. So here you can see the name of the function would be same, but the number of parameters that I'm passing to the function will be different. So that is the real meaning of method overloading. So it enables the programmer to define methods with the same name that perform similar operation on different type or numbers of the input parameter. So the compiler determines the appropriate method to invoke based on the method name and the argument passed. So this is what the method overloading. And the next question is, what is the difference between an abstract class and the inheritance? So sorry, it would be interface. So it is a typing mistake. So you can take care of this. Key, what is the difference between an abstract class and an interface? So basically, an abstract class is a class that cannot be instantiated and is meant to be subclassed. So it may contain both abstract and non-abstract method. Abstract method are declared without implementation because like there is no body for an abstract method, and it must be overridden by a concrete subclass. And on the other hand, an interface is a collection of abstract classes that define a contract for classes implementing the interface. And unlike abstract classes, an interface cannot provide any default implementation of its method, and a class can implement multiple interfaces but can only extend a single class. So this is basically the abstract class and the interface. So an abstract class does not have body, and it may contain both abstract as well as the non-abstract method. But an interface can have is a collection of abstract methods only. And so that is what the meaning of abstract class and an interface. And what is constructor? Yes. So this is also a very important question, because to create every object in object oriented, we have to use this term constructor. So constructor is a special function that is used to initialize object of a class, and it has the same name as the class, and it is automatically called when an object is created. So as I said, so it is automatically called when an object is created. So constructor can take parameters to initialize the object properties, and they can be parameterless. So there are basically three types of constructor. The first one is the default constructor, second one is the parameterized constructor, and the third one is the copy constructor. So basically the purpose of a constructor is to ensure that the object starts in a valid state by setting initial values to its property and performing any necessary setup. So basically it is just used to initialize object, and it is automatically called when an object is created. So that is the purpose of constructor. And the last question is, what are the advantages of using object oriented programming in software development? So basically there are many advantages, but but I have listed out five among them. So the first one is the modularity. So basically modularity means कि it promotes modular code organization and making it easier to understand, maintain and update the code. And the second one is reusability. So reusability allows for code reusability through inheritance and composition, and reducing the redundancy and saving development time. So this is the meaning of reusability, and we can achieve it by the concept of inheritance and composition. And the third one is extensibility. Extensibility is like it facilitates extending existing code by adding new classes and modifying existing one without affecting other part of the program. And the fourth one is the readability. Like it gets the code in a more readable way, and we can achieve it by using uh, like inheritance and polymorphism. And the last one is the easy maintenance. So we can maintain it by we can maintain it and facilitates easy maintenance, because we have to we don't have to worry about creating a separate class and creating a separate object of it. We can merge them into a one class, and we can maintain that class in easier way. So this that's all, friends. This is all about the video. And so that's wrap up our list of top 10 oriented programming interview question. And I hope you found this video helpful in your preparation for programming interviews or expanding your OOPS knowledge. So if you have any question or suggestion for future videos, please leave them in the comment below. And do not forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more programming contents. Thanks for watching, friends. We will see you in